Hello and welcome to my channel. I just thought I'd intro this vlog because originally I was going to do like a get ready with me, pack with me, and then vlog the staycation all in one. But unfortunately, I've taken way too long filming the pack with me and the get ready with me, which means that the vlog would be about 2 hours long. So what I'm going to do is do two separate videos. So I'm going to do the get ready with me and like the pack with me as one video, and then I'll follow that shortly after with the actual vlog of the Peak District and Buxton. So I hope that's okay and I hope you enjoy it. So this vlog is going to be all about getting ready for the trip and what I'll be packing and things like that. So if you do enjoy the video, I'd really appreciate it if you do give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more content from me, do feel free to subscribe to the channel. It is completely free. I've linked as much as I can in the description box below about products and things, but if you have any questions, then feel free to send me a message in the comments. Enjoy. Should we get ready? Are you ready to go? Are we going on a little holiday? Yeah? Come on then. Come on. You know when you have like a McDonald's or a takeaway the night before and your face is just so puffy? Like this has honestly, as I've got older, got worse. Because I feel like I'm approaching 40 now. Like I can't cope with the puffy skin as well as I used to. So it's like, we'll get that down. I'm gonna have a shower, do my skincare, and then start getting ready and packed for the trip. Right, so teeth brushed. I am now going to be getting in the shower. I'm gonna put my hair on top of my head because we're going to a spa hotel, so I don't think that I'm going to wash my hair now because it's going to likely get wet later on. So I'm going to pop that up and I'm just going to show you some of my shower products that I love and that I've been using. We've got this firstly, this is the Molton Brown. It's the Jasmine and Sunrose shower gel. It is one that's like every day, although I do feel like you should pamper yourself every day, so I do try and treat myself where possible to a lovely shower gel. This one smells like a little bit like if you've ever smelt J'adore from Dior. Oh, it's gorgeous, but it's got more of a sweetness to it. It's kind of like J'adore mixed with La Vie Belle. So anyway, that's my shower gel. And then for shampoo, even though I'm not washing my hair today, I love this. This is the Kerastase. This is the anti-hair fall one. And if I'm not using K18, I will use this conditioner, which is the Chris Appleton collaboration with Colour Wow, which is like a beautiful gel-like texture. And that makes your hair really smooth and shiny. And when I'm getting rid of product buildup, I will use this pre-shampoo as well, which is the Christophe Robin scalp scrub. Then we've got the trusty favourites like your Femme Fresh and a shampoo brush to really get your shampoo in there. So that is everything in my shower. So I'm going to get showered and then move on to skincare. So moisturiser, I've got this one which is Victoria's Secret. It's coconut. This is not as good as the vanilla one, and it doesn't smell as strong, but they are really quite nice moisturisers. And you can see on the back they've got no nasties in them. They are cruelty free and they're dermatologist approved, and they just don't leave that sticky residue on your skin, which is particularly important if you shower in the morning, I think, if you want to like get dressed straight away. And yeah, the vanilla one smells divine. This one's a very, very subtle coconut scent. I'm going to cleanse my face now. I'm going to start off, I've already washed like my eyes and stuff in the shower, so I'm just going to start off with some micellar water. This one is just Garnier micellar water, but it's in this long con bottle because I like the pump on it. I'm going to cleanse over my skin to get any residue from the night. We're also going to pack actually now, so we're sort of packing on the morning of, which I never normally do, but just because it's a UK staycation and there's no sort of rush to get down, so I can show you what I pack for like a little mini break as well, like toiletries and clothes. Obviously we're moving into the colder weather now, so I think it's going to be a bit more stuff to pack in terms of like heavier clothing, but shouldn't need to pack too much. Taking the doggies with us, so we've got their stuff to pack. And there we go, so that's just the micellar water. And then I'm going to get another cotton pad. These are really great. These are the ones from Superdrug, and they're really affordable, and they are just, yeah, a really good strong cotton pad. Apparently the primer one's good as well, but I haven't tried those. I'm just going to go in with this toner, which is the Cetaphil Healthy Radiance Refreshing Brightening Toner. I'm going to pop a nice amount of that onto the cotton pad and then just go over. We've got this is Clinique All About Eye Serum. I've been using it for years, probably about 6 or 7 years. And actually I'm in need of a new one. It's pretty much at the end. But it just really cools the eye area, so it's got this little ball on the end. You just run it as much as you like, sort of under the eye, and it just basically, it's really cooling and depuffing, which is exactly what I need. I really love this. Hope they never stop making this. I used to use one from Pixie, and that was, I think it was called the Pixie Gold Elixir, and that one was good as well, but this one is better and it's a lot more hydrating. It's like from their Moisture Surge range as well at Clinique. So I just literally, you can see I'm going in really liberally. That's probably why I get through so many of these, but it just deposits the product really nicely under the eye, massages, tones and depuffs. Okay, and then I'm going to need to pack that actually, so I will, oh, should I try something new? Sometimes when you go away it's nice to try something new, isn't it? Like take a little miniature of something and try that instead. So I will see whether I want to do that or take that one. But next I'm going to go in with this. This is consistently in my skincare. Like I've never without it, been so for years. It's the Pie Superdrops Brightening Niacinamide, 10%. It brightens, clears, and it also seems to really just, I don't know, it like clarifies and firms. So I've got 6 droplets, massage through my hands and then massage over my face and neck. I do that morning and evening, and while I'm doing it I try and do sort of a bit of a mild face massage just to get some of that fluid moving. And then I'm going in with this. This is the Murad Rapid Dark Spot Correcting Serum. Just use about that much. This is to remove hyperpigmentation and just give your skin a nice glow. I'm going to dot that across the face and head. I've got a few blemishes at the moment, but they're from where I used the Tatcha Jibby Skin Cream, and it broke me out, and I've sort of been trying to fight with them ever since. It doesn't help that sometimes I'm going back to the Tatcha cream because it's so nice, but then it just definitely breaks me out, absolutely definitely. And just massaged over the face and under and onto the neck. And don't forget your neck, I think that can show signs of aging even more quickly than your face. So the skin is thinner. Onto the back of my hands. I'm going to let that sit for a minute or so, so then I want to just apply the rest of my products, which are going to be this one, which is the Japan Fusion Genius Lift Elixir. Provides hydration, and it also plumps and firms the skin. And then I'll be going in with this as my moisturiser, which is the L'Oreal Revitalift Clinical Anti-UV Fluid 50+. So I wear that even in the depths of winter. The 50+, this one's nearly run out I think as well. But I don't use a moisturiser in between these two because my skin's oily, so I don't need any extra hydration. I think that's enough steps already anyway. Now that that's settled in, we're just going to go with this one. I'm going to use a droplet, so I'll show you the amount. There we go, massage that in. I'm going to put that onto my face and neck, and then I'm going to do sha. So I've just got this sort of, I think it's quartz gua sha, and I'm just going to go and do 8 on each one. So this is really just helping to tone and depuff the skin. I feel like if you get prone to puffy skin in the morning, or just want your face to look sort of more snatched and contoured in the morning, a gua sha is really great. I use it in the evening as well, but the morning is where you're going to obviously see most results straight away. So, but if you do it twice a day, it definitely does help with your overall contour for skin. There are other devices, you know, like electronic ones you can use for this, but good old gua sha is absolutely fine for me. Pick these up for pretty cheap. There we go. So you can see it's just already looking depuffed and a bit sort of more defined than that side. You can do lots of routines of these, and like much more in-depth routines, but this is just my quick sort of morning and evening routine when I haven't got particularly a lot of time and just want to make sure that I've done it basically. So that's there, and then I'm going to hold that. I'm just going to go on my chin a bit more. You don't have to be particularly precise. It's just to get the fluid moving back, you know, into the right places. Overnight, you know, when you're sleeping and your face is pressed against a pillow and stuff, fluid's going to be settling into places and accumulating. I'm going to run that down my neck. Just also feels really nice as well. And if you run this down your neck here and then do a little wiggle, I find that it relieves tension in your neck. It's really nice today because Simon, my husband, he's got a massage booked because it's his birthday, and so I've booked him in for a Indian head massage, neck and shoulder this evening at the hotel. So he's going to have a really nice little pamper. So he never does anything like that for himself. So he thought for his birthday, you know, get him obviously a couple of little presents and things, but I wanted to make sure he had like a nice massage. And then for the head, I just use the flat edge, and then I just push up. If your skin is quite reactive like mine, it will look red, but that will go within seconds. And then you can go along the brow bone like that, or like that. But I tend to just use the flat edge. I'm not worried about getting my oils and stuff into my hair. So usually I'd wear like a hairband or something, but because I know that I'm going swimming later, it's not going to be too much of a problem. I'm just going to slick my hair back today. There we go. Perfect. So now we are ready for moisturiser. So any excess products, I've just been saying, I've just rubbed into the back of my hands, because I find that often we neglect the back of our hands, and it's quite important so they can, again, first signs of aging. Can you tell I'm trying to prevent aging? I think since I hit 35, I noticed it more. So this product I'm going to pop in. I do use quite a lot, but I think that if you don't use enough sunscreen, you might as well probably not bother. I don't know if I've even got enough in there. Oh yeah. Okay, and then I put that on my finger, so it's down my neck. And then if it was in the summer, I would rub that into my décolletage as well. So just start from my neck. And again, just while I'm putting that on, I'm just massaging it. This might seem extreme. Maybe some people's routines are longer, I don't know. Also I'm explaining it, so it's taking longer. But basically, I just found that over the years, I've kind of honed a routine that seems to work for me. And definitely as I've got older, I don't have the luxury of just waking up and everything being okay with my skin, and if I don't look after it on a daily basis, sorry, just make sure to rub sunscreen over my eyelids just in case they catch as well. But yeah, if you don't look after your skin on a daily basis, I feel like it shows, and it's hard to then get it back on track. There we go. So that's that. That will need to soak in for a good while. So I'm going to moisturise my body and then we'll be back for makeup. So my husband just bought me a lovely coffee. Aren't I lucky? Nespresso cortado with oat milk. So before I do my makeup, I'm just going to pop a bit of this, what is it, the Kylie Skin Lip Oil, just to hydrate my lips. That's like the final step in my skincare. Right, let's go. I've had to put some artificial light on in my room because it is so dark. Like, it's already about 9 o'clock, I think. So I've got all of my makeup that I use on a daily basis in here. So I don't need to take anything, like sort it out. I'm just going to take it as is because I'm not going on a flight or anything. I don't need to kind of like narrow it down. And then I'm just going to take my select a few brushes to go with that and my anything else I might need, so we'll go through that in a second. But I thought it'd be fun if we could just do a little bit of makeup before I go. Let's start off. We're not going to go in with anything crazy because it's a very casual weekend, and it's not even a weekend, it's the week, and we're not going to be doing like anything like fancy. So I'm just doing very, very light makeup. I'm going to go in with some concealer to start with. This is the Il Makiage Flawless Concealer, and this is like something I've used for years. I use shade 8. A really lovely light consistency. The only thing is, I'm saying you can't buy it in a shop. You do have to buy it online. It's cheaper to get it on like their subscription, but I'll link everything down in the bottom so you can see it if you want to. But I get it every, I think I order it every 3 months on subscription, and it works out about £18 a tube, which is, it's not great, but it's also not, what I'm trying to say is it's not, you know, super affordable, but it's also not as much as you can spend from the likes of, you know, Hourglass and so on. So I'm going to just go in with concealer. I don't tend to wear foundation on a daily basis, so I'm going to go with my concealer and then a few other bits, just because foundation sort of gets on your clothes and things, can't it? And it tends to feel like something's on your skin, even the really light ones. So I find, I'm just going to shut that door because my husband's having a shave. I'm sure you don't want to hear that. And yeah, so it just always sort of feels like something's on your skin. And I find that, so where I don't have to, I won't bother. I'm going to use this teeny little cute beauty blender from Real Techniques just to block that all into place. But if I'm going out for an evening or to a dinner or something, then I will put a pop of foundation on. And then I find as well, then you sort of notice it, you know, you notice it more rather than wearing it every day. But obviously each to their own, and definitely feel more glam wearing foundation. But can use that big crater there. That's where it started off as just an innocent little lump under the skin, an innocent little spot just doing its own thing. Probably would have gone away on its own, but then I decided to attack it with my fingernails over the course of a few days. So now it is a crater. Anyway, I haven't dampened this beauty blender or anything, so I'm just literally dabbing that into the skin. And I don't know if you can just see, it's so seamless. That doesn't look like you're wearing anything, but it brightens and makes your skin look like it's more even, which is great, especially if you've got more aging skin, or like a lot more fine lines and things like that. Anything too heavy does tend to settle into those, but this doesn't, which is great. And then the reason I do this is because I tend to get, everyone's different, but I tend to get shadows here and like almost like creases. So I find by adding a little bit of concealer, it just brightens and lifts that whole area on my mouth. So I do think it makes a little bit of a difference to how it looks. I'm going to add a little bit more at the end once I've done like some contour and things, but that'll be fine for now. I'm actually going to leave this at home. This is the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand, because I'll just take my Westman Atelier contour stick with me, because that is much quicker and easier to use, but I might as well just use this now I've got it in my hand. So I'm just going to dot on here a little bit down my nose, on the end, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. I would use a very light hand with this, and basically less is more, and you can always build it up, because especially when you've just twisted the product and deposited it onto the applicator, a lot of product does come out. Let's get a bigger mirror, I think. So stuck in my cheeks, and I'm going to use like this really it's like a stiff angled brush just to dab it in. This is from KVD, but I think Real Techniques do a good contour brush as well, and it's a bit more affordable. This actually came free with the KVD foundation. I didn't like the foundation, but did like the the brush. I don't need to be too precise with this, because I'm going to blend everything together at the end, which you'll see. It's really nice to do this with the dogs, because it's just us, you know, we don't have children. Our little fur babies are sort of like our children, but we've never done a hotel trip with them, so we've done Airbnb and things like that. So it'd be really nice to do that. This year we lost one. It sounds like we lost one past, and it's honestly the hardest thing that I would say is up there, one of the hardest things I've ever been through in my entire life. And so this break was important for us, just to get away, and it's going to be nice for the other two as well, to get a bit of a change of scenery, because the vet said this is just a trigger warning, if anyone has lost an animal or someone and finds talking about this sort of thing upsetting, please skip forward, because you might find it upsetting. I probably would have done a few months ago. But the vet told us that basically to bring our other two dogs, so we had three chihuahuas, and one she had to be put down, and he said to bring the other two, because if they don't see her and smell her afterwards, then basically they will be confused about where she's gone. They'll still be looking for her, like it'll be unsettling for her. But he said, you know, we don't have to, but it is your choice, but he would recommend it. So never had to do anything like that before, so we took them. So we thought we'd take the advice of the vet. So that's the contour just all blended out there. And basically, yeah, we took them. Everything happened. I won't go into detail. They went and sniffed her at the end. My husband lifted them up just to give her a little sniff at the end. They didn't really react much, but when we got home, they then basically, one of them, this is the Westman Atelier blush in the shade Pop It, which I'm just going to go in with next. I'm going to dab it across there, and then a line which looks a lot now, but once I blend it, you'll see it looks fine. It adds a nice rosy tinge to the skin. Yeah, so they didn't react much. When they got home, one of them crawled under the sofa and didn't come out, and she didn't really come out properly for days. She was off her food. The other one was just so subdued, and he's normally like my shadow, won't leave me alone, but basically, yeah, he wouldn't move from his like spot in his bed. He just kind of crawled under the covers in his bed, didn't come for cuddles or anything like that. It was like, I don't know, that was almost as heartbreaking as Belle, our other dog, who passed, because just to see them in distress like that, and in like such a quiet distress. But anyway, my point with that was you know, if anyone wants me to, I can go into more detail about that in another video. But the point is, it's just good for the dogs, I think, to get a bit of a change of scenery. That was in May and it's now November, so it's been a good amount of time. I think that they will appreciate, like, you know, like us, like humans, getting away for a bit. There's no plans for children, so these are our, you know, say our babies. And we did have 4. We had 4 for a number of years, but then the one who passed this year, she started to really dominate one of the others, Belle. So just going in with the concealer again, just to add a bit more, and just sort of basically along here, so I get a nice sharp line, and then just on the centre of my nose again, and then you see where the blush is there. I'm just going to dot it there just to blend it all out a bit more. She started to really dominate him for some reason. It was really, really strange behaviour, and he was, you know, getting really bullied, really unhappy. His tail was always down, so we're just like, what on earth are we going to do? Can't rehome him, like, heartbroken, you know. But we thought, you know, what are we going to do, because we can take, you know, Belle to behavioural training and stuff like that. But then my mum was quite lonely. She was thinking about getting a dog, and she loves our dogs. Like, she'd obviously been, well, for years when we lived really, really close to her, she'd pop in, she'd see the dogs almost every day, so she knew them anyway. And she said, why don't I have him? And that was now, I think, 5 years ago. So that it was just the absolute perfect scenario. So you can still see him. This is the Dior Backstage concealer in shade 3W, and I just use this to conceal. So I'm just going to dab that onto the crater on my face there, just to cover that up a little bit. But I'm not going to put it anywhere else. It's not a heavy foundation, it's still nice and light, but the other one's better sort of for brightening. And then just use a beauty blender again. So yeah, so we can still see him, the other dogs can still see him, but yeah, he's just completely happy, settled, and thrives. And he's just been so good for my mum as well. She lives on her own, she's getting older now, she gets, you know, she makes sure that she can get him out for walks and things like that. So it's just been an absolute dream situation, really. And we were very lucky, because I know a lot of people don't have that opportunity, you know, if something happens like that with their dog. So I did feel extremely lucky and grateful. I'm going to use a few more products. I'm not going to do mascara today because we're, say, going swimming and stuff later, so I don't really want to get my eyelashes covered in mascara for it to need to come off later anyway. So I'm just going to go in and do some eyeliner, do my brows, and add a little bit of highlight to my face and powder, and then we should be pretty much done and ready to rock and roll. So what I'm looking for is a new brow product that I got, which is, there it is. I got the mini, so I wasn't sure if I'd like it, but I'll definitely be repurchasing the full size. This is the Brow Freeze Gel from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it is so good. It's like this. I normally like a brow wax, not a brow gel, but this one's amazing. So I'm going to go in with that and literally just use the flat edge to deposit it onto the brow on each side. I can do a more sort of in-depth makeup routine another time, but for now I think that should be, for now I'll just do something a little bit quicker because I need to get packing. And then I use the teeny little comb. So it's got this comb, so I'm going to use the smaller one just to brush that up and into the brow. Really love this, it is so nice. So that's it brushed in, which is nice. I mean, I could actually just leave it like that, but I will laminate it and then use the little brush again just to brush that in and out. So that's brushed in and out, and then I'm just going to use the flat edge again with the little comb just to brush and flatten the brow down. It's just such a lovely laminated effect, and so you can fill it in as well after if you want to, but I'm not going to bother today. Yeah, it's a lovely, I'm so glad I discovered that. I've seen people talking about it, but I'm very sort of stuck in my ways of my makeup and beauty really, because I've been using the same things for so long. But I thought, well, I'll give the mini a try, and I'm so glad I did, because yeah, I love finding a new good brow product, especially, you know, if your favourites get discontinued and then you're like, oh gosh, what do I use now? And then you've got an alternative. So that's my brows done. I am going to go in with eyeliner and just run it along the top and bottom lashes, because it will just help to emphasize and lengthen my eyelashes, but I'm not going to obviously be using mascara, as I said, so just run that along there. This is the 3INA eyeliner in the shade 558. I'll leave everything linked below if you want to find any of these beauty products, or at least leave the names of them down below, because these eyeliners are so good. Like, I just did another bulk order of them from Superdrug because they're really affordable. I think they're about £12, but they're usually on 3 for 2 in Superdrug, and they are so creamy, so easy to apply. They last all day. They've got a lovely colour range. This like coppery brown is absolutely gorgeous, and the deeper brown as well is just as nice. I think that's shade 575, and that's got more depth to it, but they're just so good. You don't have to sharpen them, which I sometimes find a little bit of a faff, especially if you're traveling and you forget like a pencil sharpener. And you know, sometimes when you get like your pencil sharpener and it just explodes in your bag, and then you get makeup everywhere. But yeah, so that's that. So it just helps to just lengthen my eyelashes a little bit without the need for mascara. And then I'm going to get my Laura Mercier Caviar Stick, which is this, another little mini, because I don't tend to buy full size of these. It takes me forever to get through them. These eyeshadow sticks. This is rose gold, and it's just like this, like a crayon. And I'm just going to put that from the corner, just running into the eyeliner. It just literally helps to brighten up my eye. There we go. So that's that one compared to that one. If I look full on, it just helps to really make the eye pop and makes the inside of your eye look whiter as well. There we go. Right, add a teeny bit of highlight to my cheek, but in a way that's just super subtle. I'm not going to add a powder highlight. So I'm going to use this. This is the Dior Forever Glow Maximizer in the shade Gold. I'm going to do one dot at the top of my cheekbone, one dot there, and one there. And then I'm going to get this brush, which is one of my favourites. These are the Refi brushes. They do a different Refi brush as well, but these two, so I've got two, one for blush, one for highlight. They've got like a denser end and then a stippling brush on the top. Refi also do this brush, which is amazing for foundation and powder. These are much softer, fluffier brushes. So I'll go in with this one. I get confused sometimes which one's which, because some of my highlights are quite coral in tone. And I'm literally just going to stipple this out at the top, so you get that nice glow, but it's not like a glittery highlight. So it feels just like it's highlighting the cheekbones. Sorry if you can hear the shower. My husband's in the shower now, getting ready to go. And then yeah, just using the other end, sorry, just to dab down my nose, just to add a little bit of depth there. This seems like quite a long makeup routine, but I think it's because I'm waffling away. And then I'm going to use this. This is a Refi brow pencil. And basically I'm just going to do a few dots. Where I've got some texture there, I'm going to dot it in. So these are like old acne scars, but I just dot it in there. I dot it in there. So these are pits from like old, as I say, old acne scars. And I'm going to add a little beauty spot there. I find anywhere you've got spots or pitted acne scars, if you add a little dot, it kind of makes it into a beauty spot. But it's really subtle. You might not even notice, but yeah, I've just always done that for some reason. And then lip liner, I'm going to use this. This is again from Refi. I love Refi products actually. This is in the shade Berry. This is the Blur liner. These are relatively new and they blend themselves out. So you run them atop the lip, but you don't then need to go in with another brush and buff out the eyeliner, because it just sort of seeps into the top of the lip and blurs itself. That's sort of in the name, the blur liner. So it just gives a lovely natural look. And this berry shade is just very slightly deeper than my natural lip colour. So it still looks natural. I've already got some lip balm on, so I'm not going to add anything else. So the last thing I need to do is just a powder. I'm going to use Laura Mercier setting powder because I've used this for so long. I love it. It's the best powder. I absolutely believe it's the best powder. I've got my mini ready to take for traveling today, so I'm going to pop that in my bag so I don't forget it. But I'm use the big one now. This is in the shade Translucent. I'm going to tap some into the lid there, and then I'm going to get my triangle powder puff. Laura Mercier do a powder puff as well that goes with the product, but I find that too big and bulky, so I find just these little powder puffs that you can get from Amazon or anywhere really are the best. I'm going to press that under my eye, stop any creasing of any makeup, and then I'm going to go around and where my oily bits are, so I'm not going to add any more product, but where my skin is oily, I'm just going to literally dab this onto it, and it will just absorb any oil and it will stop any forming throughout the day. There we go. And then up through the middle of my brow and onto my forehead. Eyebrows could probably do with a bit of a thread, but never mind. So that's pressed in there. I'm just going to buff that away, and then we are done. I'm also going to take this with me. I haven't used it today, but I use this as an eyeshadow. It's the Chanel bronzer, so I'll just take that in case I feel like using it. So use the bottom of this brush and then just buff that away. Look how smooth that is. It just creates such a smooth under eye, and that won't budge unless you get caught in a rainstorm or something. With this is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. You need to shake it just to get the two parts together, and then that's it. Beautiful, beautiful setting spray that makes sure your makeup doesn't budge. If you use it in conjunction with this, I haven't used this today, but if you want your makeup to last all day, all night, the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, these two together, it won't budge. So that's that. Right, we're ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to pack all my skincare in here for the trip, and I'm going to get some minis together. This is the Victoria's Secret vanity case, and it's good because I can put my brushes on the top in here, so I'll do that first. So this is what I'm packing in my skincare bag. So I do use an opportunity to go away just to try some different products. I've got a whole like drawer full of miniature things that I've got through various free gifts and so on. So I've got my Miceller water, I've got my Elemis cleanser that I've got the big pot of, but I've got the mini, and this is the rose one, which is really nice. So that's to take off my makeup, and then I'll be using a hot cloth with that. And I've also got a whole packet of cotton pads. I just find it easier to take a whole packet. I've got my gua sha. I have then got toner, but I have dispensed my normal toner that I use into this, which was like a mini Tatcha skin mist, just because it's easier to carry rather than a big bottle of toner, and that's all I'll need really for next couple of days. I've then got my serum, which is my normal one, which is this one, Murad Rapid Dark Spot Correcting Serum. And then for my moisturiser for the day, I've got a sample of the Shiseido SPF 50 sun cream for face. I might take another one as well, just in case my skin doesn't like this one. But yeah, I've got that one. I've then got a lip balm, so I'm just going to take the Kylie Skin lip oil. I've got a sample of the Dior Prestige cream, which I'm going to use as my night cream. And yeah, that's everything for skin. I'll just grab another little moisturizer. So this is my drawer of like miniatures and stuff. So I think I'll take, this is a good one. So I'll take that as well, just in case I don't get on with the other one for any reason. Yeah, so we'll take that. And then hair care wise, I'm going to take this because it's almost finished, which is a heat protectant. Some K18 instead of conditioner. I might use conditioner if you've got it there, if I don't want to use the K18. This hair oil, which is the Way hair oil, just because it's so mini, and that'll be enough for 2 days. Hairspray again, that's nearly finished. I'm going to pop these in there, and then I've got my trusty niacinamide, which I never go without. Some waterproof eye makeup remover in case I wear mascara, and the best deodorant, the Mitchum Invisible deodorant, just keeps me from smelling. I also need toothpaste and a toothbrush. I'm going to take these just in case. I don't like using skin wipes at all really, but sometimes for travel they can be useful. So I need to just grab some shampoo, toothbrush and toothpaste, and then that'll be everything. So we've got skincare and makeup. It might seem a little bit excessive for 2 nights, but I thought why not, seeing as not having to narrow it down for a flight. Oh, perfume. So what shall I take? So these are like all my vanilla scented ones, and then I've got my Coco Chanel. This one I tend to wear special occasions. There's hardly any left, but my husband got it for me. I think on our, like, we'd only been together about 2 years. It's really, really old. I hope it's still okay. Should be. I might take that because it's a special occasion. Rocky, are we going away today? Rocky, are we going away? You think we're going without you, don't we? No, I promise you we're not. We're not. We're going all together as a family, aren't we? Yes, yes. I know, sweetheart, don't worry. They're getting really panicked. Really panicked because you've seen the bags, haven't you? Seen the bags. But guess what? We're all going to stay in a hotel together. Woo! Right, so just finishing off now, I'm packing some hair stuff. So I'm going to use this, which was a free gift I got when I did an order on Dior. I'm just going to do a hairband. I'm going to do a claw clip, a couple of bands and a scrunchie, and then another one. I don't know, I always feel like the need that I have to take so many things. It's like just in case, isn't it? Then I do also want to take my normal hairbrush and this dressing brush, which is really good for slick back buns, but I can't actually find it at the moment. And then I'm going to take some mini hand sand, and this is from Bath and Body Works, and it goes in this little case, and then you can attach it to anything. It's such a cute idea. So yeah, just like that, especially if you're dog walking and stuff. Really, really useful. Handbag wise, I wasn't sure if to take this one, which is like a bigger size, or my ultra mini Louis. I think we're going to go with the Coach. It's just a little bit more practical if we're going to be day to day, although day to day probably have like a dog walking bag. Okay, just need my essentials really in a handbag. Decided to go for this one for practicality reasons. So far I've just put in some cash and my card, and then I've just got my sunglasses in the bottom there and this hand cream. I'm going to pop in my powder compact just for touch-ups if I'm having a hike, some eye drops, which remind me to take some more eye drops, and then I've got some bits of medication and stuff in there, National Trust membership cards and stuff. I'm going to pop those in there because we're going to be going to lots of National Trust places, and a lip balm, and I think that's it. Yeah, that should be it. I think I've got a little, yes, little mini perfume. This is the YSL Libra. It's a lovely perfume, so I'll pop that in there. And yeah. Right, so nearly about to go. So just quickly, outfit of the day is this pink, dusky pink bodysuit from Primark. I think it was about £8. It's really nice. Belt, YSL belt, barrel leg jeans from Next, and they're like a nice sort of, they are a barrel leg, but they're not too over the top. I'm going to pop my Uggs on with that. And then I've just got my little Coach bag to go with that. I've also got a cream jumper from Uniqlo as well, if it gets cold, and my coat. So I've got all my little hair bits in here, like my hairbrush and the bits I showed you, like the claw clip, skincare, makeup. This mirror, which is basically one that lights up, so I can show you better, but it lights up, so it's really good if you've got poor lighting in the hotel room. Hair straighteners, Kindle, AirPods, sleep mask, swimwear. This is an ASOS like Hunza G swimsuit dupe, which is really nice and really comfy. And then I've also got my Hunza G bikini because it's like a spa hotel, so we're hoping to use those facilities. And then over there I've got my mini sort of cabin case, and I've got just trainers in there and some like charging stuff and that at the moment. And then this is what I need to sort into what I'm actually taking: scarves, hats, jumpers, etc. So let's get that packed.